So, to make it up to him, after that episode, I said, you know, tomorrow night I'll make anything you want. What would you like to eat? At the time, I thought I was a gourmet cook, a domestic diva, a household chef. I was none of those things. And he said to me, I'd like Swedish meatballs. I said, Swedish meatballs? Yeah, can you make them? Of course I can make them. I went into the bedroom, shut the door, and reached for the hotline under the bed. Hello, Ma? How do you make Swedish meatballs? She said, you take some hamburger, you take some noodles, and then she said something that I recognized. You take some sage. Well, recently, my sister had grown an herb garden, and she pulled up a sage plant and handed it to me. I knew about sage. So the next night we came home, I pulled out the pots and pans, and I worked that sage plant into the Swedish meatballs. And I put them into little balls. I got the brown goop and the noodles, and I even put a little parsley on top. And that evening I served it to him, and I said, Swedish meatballs. And as he's eating them, his face changed. And I was like, now, I would never ask this now because I'm seasoned and I know better. But I was young then and I was naive, and I said, is there a problem? And he looked at me and he said what he would never say now, because I don't care. He said, do you want the truth? And what did I know? I said, I suppose. And he said, it tastes like Christmas trees. Christmas trees, how odd. And I tasted mine, and I said, mine are fine. And I tasted a little bit of his, and it did taste oddly like a Douglas fir. So I took another bite, and when I was cutting into the meatball, out fell the sage plant. You see, no one told me that you're supposed to pull off the leaves and break them up. I worked that whole sage plant into the meatballs, and the entire sage plant was in his. To make it up to him, I'll tell you in the next segment.